Hello to everybody listening to this wonderful podcast. This is the Ultimate Fighting Chat podcast. Anyone who is listening is in for a real treat. Don't you think so?
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, well, you're right there. We'll see what we can do. Today, we're going to be discussing UFC Fight Night. Well, you just said something, did you?
Already speaking over each other is crap.
No, it's all right. It's all good. We're going to be discussing UFC Fight Night, Fight Island 5. Brilliant. Moraes versus Sandhagen at the Flash Forum on Yas Island, on Fight Island. This was live on BT Sport on Saturday, the 10th of October, or
that's right,
the early hours of Sunday, the 11th. Commentators, Dan Hardy, Paul Felder, John Gooden. Here, you met him in Waters, didn't you?
We've done that chat. If you want to hear about my really...
Yeah, well, sorry. What about...
Interesting,
what about if someone doesn't listen to the prelims one? Well, then they won't know the John Gooden story.
Yeah, you miss out on those little nuggets,
This is why you have to listen to all the shows.
You've got to listen to all the content.
Yep.
And, yeah.
All right. Well, that's,
You meant Dan Hardy in Liverpool Street Station, didn't you?
No, King's Cross.
Same thing. But,
yeah, but you have to listen to the prelim show for that. So this is for the main card of that event, Moraes versus Sandhagen. We've done one for the prelims. That's going to come up on the screen around about now, if you want to listen to that one. So what's happening? You look a bit, tired.
Yeah, shattered.
Are you? Why? What have you done? What have you done that's going to... Go on, what's it? Because it's late, you mean?
It's quite late at night.
Okay, but...
I'm not an owl.
Well... Okay, but what have you done today that's drained you of any energy?
Did you know that... I have done stuff today, but did you know that... I don't know if this is true, because I had it off Gervais and Pilkington. They might have been winding them up. Do you know that owls' eyes are so big they take up most their skull? And that's why they can turn their neck round 300 and whatever degrees.
Well, hang on. What's the size of the eyes?
I should have thought about that before I brought it up. I can't remember. Anyway, they got big eyes.
Yeah, what's the size of the eyes got to do with the turning circle of its neck?
Because the eyes can't spin around in the skull, maybe. I don't know. They have got big eyes, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they have got big eyes. That is true.
So that's the kind of exciting chat you're going to hear for the next, God knows how long, until I basically fall asleep.
Is that a new blanket?
Nah, it's my mum's brought around a glass dining tabletop.
Oh.
And so she put a blanket over the top of it so it doesn't scratch my new wall. Because as you know, I painted that and made it look like a jail cell. So,
yeah, right. Well, it's not a new wall.
No, it's not a new wall, but it's
that's what you said,
painted.
Though.
I didn't say it was a new wall. I said newly painted.
No, you didn't. You just said it's so don't scratch my new wall. So.
Right, well, my newly painted wall. I told you I'm tired. I might miss a few words out here and there. But anyway, I've made my front room look like a jail cell.
Yeah. And the bedrooms.
Yeah, I've painted everywhere grey, concrete grey. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole place just looks like a prison cell. And it listen, it's a good time to have it as a prison cell because of all the new lockdowns and all that going on.
It's true, yeah. Like I say, to me, it's starting to look like Chernobyl. But at least in Chernobyl, they encouraged everybody to get out of Chernobyl. In England at the moment, just encouraging everybody to stay where you are. Here, until you're old and grey. Like my walls.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Did I tell you that I had a dream that I met Maradona?
Yeah, you did tell me that.
All right, I'll leave it then.
Yeah,
and he asked me to wear... He agreed to have a selfie with me, but asked me to wear a mask. Have I told you that?
You have told me that, yeah.
Okay, mate.
That's what they're doing to our mental health over here in England. Did I tell you that I had a dream about a Japanese woman and some aliens from the film franchise The Aliens? it's not called the aliens, but just aliens.
You
The
did.
acid bloods.
You did tell me a bit about that because I said to you what the actual giggers, what the HR
Yeah.
Geigers or whatever. Yeah, them things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty scary getting done by them.
Nah, because the focus was more on the relationship between me and this Japanese woman. Weird, isn't it?
That's right. I was going to say maybe you didn't tell me that one, but you did. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Crap dream didn't really make much sense, does it? What's the aliens got to do with it? And why were they in it?
I don't know. Like I said, I've been watching those films lately because I like them. Except for the fourth one, is absolute toilet.
I think
third one everyone dislikes, but I actually
crap.
think it's good. Even the director thinks it's crap, and I actually really like that film. The second one's arguably my favourite film of all time. First one is obviously a classic. The fourth one, like I said, absolutely stinks like poo. And the crossovers with the Predators.
What is the fourth one? Is the fourth one Weaver still?
Yeah, she's still in it. Yeah. Cash grabbing it.
Your brain's very, very far behind because you said recently, but I think you watched those alien films. I know you've seen them a lot in, overall, but I think that weren't recently that you watched them. So
no, I watched the making of, didn't I? The documentary.
That still weren't recent. It was like 6 months ago, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Your brain's well far behind on the sorting out the dream stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably have a dream about Joaquin Buckley's KO kick in about March next year.
I was going to say you got a while before that comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, well there you go. Look, I don't know why I dreamt about Maradona, but who knows? Who knows why these things happen?
Don't even like football. Yeah.
No. So I can never understand it. I mean, as you know, dreams could be different. I wrote a song, didn't I, in the dream? I think that's quite popular. Not popular. I think a lot of people do that. Not me, because that's the first time I've ever done it. You only need one hit, don't you? I'm not interested in making songs.
That was a hit. Why don't you give us bang out a rendition?
No, we can't do that because I haven't copyrighted it or anything like that, so I don't want the tune to be out there. Because I'm telling you now, Bublé will hear it because I know he listens to the show.
Well, yeah, I was going to say to you, who did? Let's just say that you kind of done a Pete Waterman on it and you sold the rights to the song. Who do you envision singing it? Who do you think would do it justice?
Honestly, I'd do it because
let's say, look,
there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I know you've got your heart and your soul in it. And all
it's
that
not
crap.
just that. No, because it's not because I can't sing or anything like that. It's not that. It's just that the whole thing will be a bit of a freak show thing. It's like never seen this bloke, never heard of this bloke. He can't really sing, but this song is something else. People want to cover it afterwards. No problem. They can cover it afterwards, but the original one needs to come out with me, I think.
Let's just say the record company say, look, you're not a big enough name. You ain't got the look. They say that you ain't got the look.
Yeah. I think that's part of it, though, not having the look.
Nah, because remember, Rick Waller, he weren't very popular, was he? I think that was down to
Why am I getting compared to him? He's massive. All right, okay, that's going to get remembered. You picked him.
but who do you envision singing that song?
Michael Bublé.
Bublé's a good one. I'll take. Do you want to know what I'm going to put out there?
Go on.
Cliff Richard. Guaranteed number one. Guaranteed.
I agree with that. He does that sort. We're not going to say anything about the song because we don't want to give it away. But does that sort of subject matter and all that, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yep. He comes out. He comes out like twice a year. Doesn't he? He comes out at Wimbledon. He's always at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And he's always singing really dreary Christmas songs. And they always get to number one. He's got the grey pound or whatever you call it, and all the old ladies like to go out there and he still gets things moving for him, doesn't he?
Is that a real phrase? Is it a grey pound? I've never heard that one. I obviously know what it means, just out using my common sense. But good one. Yeah. The grey pound. Yeah. I haven't heard that before, but it's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, John Gooden. It's he obviously still gets some, like I say, get some tingling a little bit, and they think, go and buy the single, and who knows what might happen.
Why did you? What's the tingling?
He doesn't do anything like that.
No. No, 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 no. What's the tingling bit? What's that?
You know what I mean?
Or even if I did, why
Yeah.
did you have to bring it up? Why'd you have to go do that sort of thing?
Well, because that's why I think he still sells records to
Do
that
grannies tingle?
when they listen to Cliff Richard. They do.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So you're saying that's the key. They probably don't
Yeah.
tingle that much, but they tingle
So,
when he sings a jingle.
yep, and something's better than nothing, isn't it? If you ain't had a tingle all year, and then Cliff Richard comes out of a banging Christmas tune and gets you tingling,
Why's it got to be a
but
banging Christmas tune?
well, you know what I mean. He done the what did he do? The Lord's Prayer one year, didn't he? He done Old Lang Syne or something. Boring or what? But anyway, that's Christmas music for you.
No, it ain't. E17. That's not boring.
Yeah, E17 was a good one. That was a good one. That was probably the last decent Christmas song. Since then, it's just been Britain's
That's the
Got
best
Talent.
one. Easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Easy best Christmas song. Stay Another Day.
Yeah, I like War Is Over by John Lennon. That's a good one.
How
And
does that go, roughly? Just you only have to do a bit because
it's all the kids singing. You know, war. You know, when I sung it there, war is over. Da 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 la 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 la. That one.
I do know what it's got bells and all that in it. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's good. Agreed. Yeah, that is a good one.
Everyone will obviously always say, "What is it? What's that? You know, the guy with no teeth."
Well, I don't like this song with a bloke and a woman in it in a black and white vid. Yeah.
Yeah, Pogues. The Pogues. Everyone always.
Get it down on Christmas. That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, give me Brian Harvey and Tony.
My mum
Martin.
likes that one.
What, the Pogues?
Yeah.
Maybe it gets her tingling. Maybe she likes blokes with no teeth.
Right, now listen.
All right, let's just get into the fights then.
Okay, no problem. Like I said, this is the main card for Moraes versus Sandhagen. The first fight on the main card is Youssef, the Moroccan devil, Zalal. You like his record, it's 10-2, versus Ilia, Topuria. I'm going to do Topuria. Ilia, Topuria. 8-0. Mint record. But that Buller bloke had an 8-0 and he got blazed out. What happened in this one? Topuria won by a unanimous decision. Wow. All right. Well, the favourite was Zalal. So the underdog won.
Was the favourite Zalal, was it?
Yeah. So we should have done bets and all that on this.
It was Topuria's UFC debut, wasn't it? And Zalal's won his previous 3, so I guess I can understand that. Shall we race through this one?
Yeah, I just remember it having a load of submission attempts by Topuria, but they were, I don't know, they're either not very good attempts or Zalal is good at getting out of them, one or the other, because a lot of stuff was happening, but there was no finish.
If you remember in the commentary, I think they said that Topuria was a black belt, and he said that he'd made a comment that he'd seen Zalal fight and he looked like a white belt. Now, I think by the end of that, he'll have to reassess that opinion. Otherwise, his own skill set won't come out looking too great, because he had about 10 different attempts. And like you say, Zalal pulled out of all of them. And there was a couple that looked in, pretty tight, where you kind of thought, well, I'm just waiting for the palm to go on the bum cheek here or whatever.
Yeah.
And it didn't come. So I kind of liked both these guys, as in I thought that Topuria was aggressive on the feet to try and get, in and get clinched and get on the mat. And when he was on the mat, he was trying to finish stuff. That Zalal was really scrappy, never gave up, was really scrambly and hard to just keep down and keep dispirited. And honestly, I feel like in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, if he could have landed a decent shot, a decent knee, a decent kick, he could have had Topuria out there, because that Topuria was shattered. I mean, we're talking, could barely stand up, shattered.
Too much out of time, though, I suppose. Yeah.
They're both right, wouldn't it? I like the fact that Zalal didn't just accept anything. He kept on I kept on going until the end, and I thought Topuria was alright because he was really trying hard to finish the fight. But as it was just a straightforward, unanimous decision for Topuria.
But the Topuria, it didn't have a nickname.
Who, Topuria?
Yeah.
Um,
Hard to think of one for him, innit?
uh,
Ilia, top man, Topuria.
nah, you've tried to do a top thing there, haven't you? It's
Well,
all right.
Thanks. Yeah, I think.
But it just sounds like you're the shop. Got a shop in England called Top Man. And it just sells really.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's crap. It's crap.
Clothes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like jeans with rips up the thigh and all that. So yeah, if that's I wouldn't call myself a top man personally.
Nah, rubbish, innit? And it's also the Ingers doing it. Top man, top man.
Yeah.
See, the good language, English language, the way you say it, innit? It's the way it's said.
Yeah, amazing language, really.
It can be language. You can just say, "Oh, the shop is called Top Man," or you can go Top Man, Top Man. It has to be said twice. You can't just go Top Man. It has to be Top Man, Top Man. Otherwise, it don't mean the same thing. Clever.
Yeah.
It is clever.
It's one of the greatest inventions of all time, I'd say.
Is it an invention?
Oh, someone created it, didn't they?
Was it someone?
Didn't just grow out the ground, did it? Well, it's
No,
been an
but
evolution of time of taking, I guess, from other people's languages and this and the other to the point we're at now. But
you just said taking it from other people's languages, so it means it's not very good because it's not original. It stole stuff, which is fine. I've got no problem with it. But you're saying it's improved on other things. Is it? I mean, could you dare to say something like it's the best language?
I don't know about saying the best language
Because I don't know any others. So that so I wouldn't know.
The best language is just the language you need at the time, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, but we've agreed that when looking at, say, at least having a go at trying other languages, that the English language it's helped us learn how difficult it is. And people say, oh, it's really difficult to learn. And obviously, because it's your own language and your mother tongue, you don't see it. But if you try and learn another language, it makes you go, yeah, English is difficult. It's very, complicated.
yeah, well, it is difficult with it's got a lot of different tenses, a lot of different rules. A lot of those rules don't actually, they're not consistent, so it's one of those things where it's like, it's apostrophe S unless, it comes after a Y, but then there are some few exemptions to that as well. And it's just like, I'm flipping out. I had to learn this. We're lucky we just grew up in England and we kind of knew how to speak it by the time we went to school. So they didn't teach us all about different tenses and different rules.
It's a shame you still haven't learned about different tenses, because obviously when you tense, nothing changes.
Well, maybe I'll put a picture up. We'll let other people be the judge. What about the shot of me in the container with my abs out?
Yeah, that is a good one. Must be that one always gets brought up. That is a good one. But you remember when he was on the escalators and you did a tense for the tricep and nothing changed.
You know what? I tense my tricep and nothing changed. Listen, there's certain lights. I've seen GSP's body in certain lights and he just looks like a big slab of spam, right? There's certain lights where muscle definition doesn't show. That's why those blokes bronze themselves up and go on stage under bright lights. I was in a crap shop without the correct lighting angles to create the shadows to show off my tricep. I've got a tricep. You've taken a picture of it before, if you remember.
I have.
But I was doing weights at that time. I wasn't doing a Tom Breese. I was actually doing some weights at that time. And it was, looked all right. I was quite happy with the way it looked because definitely don't look like that now. Lockdown,
I must have caught it right with the right lighting and the angle.
That's what I'm saying. That the one where you take the mickey out of me on that escalator. It's like it don't matter. Even if Arnold Schwarzenegger was on that escalator, his tricep wouldn't have shown up. It was just a bad lighting scenario. It wasn't the lack of tricep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well,
I don't know why we're on triceps. Let's move on to
because we're talking about tenses.
Yeah,
there's always a reason for it.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but anyway, the English language I do think is amazing. Yeah, it's got, I think, over twice as many words as the next closest language and stuff like that. I think
that's a clever thing to know. I didn't know that.
Very, very expressive and all that. A lot of
twice as many words as the next many words language, basically.
Yeah, believe so.
Blimey. And you definitely don't need them all. There's no doubt about it. But that's why, like you say, that's why it's so expressive. You can express the same thing in so many different ways. You don't need it. Some languages just have the word good, and that's it. That's all you need for good. We've got brilliant, excellent, amazing, fantastic, awesome. All these words that all essentially mean the same thing, right? And these other languages just don't have it. They just have good.
I'm talking crap.
According to this,
it says the Greek language is the richest language of the world by far, with 5 million words and 70 million word types. I don't believe that.
You've just been done.
According to the 1990 Guinness Book of Records.
No, 1990. That's old. We've taken over since then.
Well, no, we're well behind. Look, according to the Guinness Book of Records, while the English language only has 490,000 words.
That was 1990. Don't forget, since then we've had all them Jersey Shores and all them shows with all them new words and stuff, like OMG and all that.
I don't think those the people on stuff like Jersey Shore and Towie and all that.
Towie, that's the one I meant. Yeah,
capable of making up 4.5 million new words. I doubt they've even got the ability to make up.
Okay,
well, actually, they do a lot of new words. You're right, but
right,
stuff like bants, pied off, all that garbage.
What was that one?
Pied off.
What's pied off?
Here you go. I've just checked. Someone else said English. It's been for us that English has more words than any other language. Pied off. You know that Love Island. If you basically went over to a girl, or a girl went over to a guy and was trying to chat them up and trying to get off with them or whatever, and they reject you, that's called pied off. Because like in the circus, a clown throws a pie in your face. Yeah, so pied off. I think it's like that. You've basically been.
Yeah, it's a crap one. That.
Knocked off, or knocked back, or whatever.
Not a very good one. That is crap. I mean, they're all crap, and they bants and all that. Look, the truth is, it might help the listeners if we add less words to use, because then we might not do so much crap chats.
Yeah, we might actually talk about the fight. So let's talk about the next fight because it's actually English. So.
Exactly, it leads on. Speaking of the English language, we've got Tom Aspinall, who is English. Agreed. He is, isn't he? Yeah. Versus Alan. Now, if you don't see this written, you would just call him, and Gooden did. He said, Alan, the Black Samurai Baudot. It's not his name. It's not his name. His name is Alan, the Black Samurai Baudot. It's not samurai. Samurai. That's not samurai.
Samurai.
That's not samurai. So his name isn't the Black Samurai. It's the Black Samurai. So it might be better, but Gooden, he got that wrong. And I know he listens to the show because obviously you're his mate because you met him in home base, if people didn't already know that. And, he needs to correct it for next time. Hang on. There probably won't be a next time. Now, to be fair to Alan Baudot, I'm pretty certain he got done in round 1 by Aspinall, KO'd in round 1, right? I'm pretty sure that he's there to corner on Fight Island to corner Cyril Gann. That's his name, right? That guy, Cyril Gann.
Yeah, and might be Gann, I don't know. Yeah,
something like that. Well, anyway, he stepped in. I don't know who he stepped in for, but that was I'll take this fight or whatever.
Yeah, so Dave McDonnell, UC MMA,
did. So to be fair, I mean, what happened? Was meant to happen. I guess him get smashed out, but fair ingers to him for stepping up and going. I'll do this.
Sergey Spivak, who was supposed to fight Tom Aspinall, but he got chucked in there, and Aspinall chucked him back out pretty quick. So
I thought it might have been a bit of an early stoppage because it was just elbow and glove punches. I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't seem overly enamoured with his performance afterwards, did he, Aspinall? But
I don't get it. What more do you want?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if he even got hit in the fight. He knocked the guy out. He didn't knock him out, did he? But he won by TKO. It was, yeah. I mean, it just looked like one of those sort of, if you like, almost early UFC style fights. Where you got somebody who was didn't know what they're doing on the ground. And once they kind of hit the ground and the ground and pound started, they just kind of had no choice but to tap, really, because they didn't know how to remedy the situation. Looked a little bit like that, right? He kind of got him down, mounted him, done a few elbows and punches, and the guy sort of turned to his side, covered up, and the ref kind of stopped it because
Yeah,
it might have been a little bit early, but the guy wasn't going to get out of it, was it? So
I suppose not.
He didn't complain, did he, when it was stopped? You know, some people, you know, they complain even when they're still, you know, stumbling around the ring like a drunk. But you know, he didn't. He just kind of got stopped, and you know, that was that. So, yeah, is what it is. Not, you know, a good workout, if you like, for Aspinall, in it, just to get in the ring, get a bit more experience, get another
cage time under his belt.
That's right. Yeah, you know, earn a little bit of money, keep yourself ticking over competitively. But that's that, really.
I don't know. Long way to go for that, isn't it?
It is. But it's his job. He's getting money for it. He's keeping his profile up. Yeah, so good for him.
Done what was expected, done what he needed to do. Yeah, risky, because if he got smashed out by a bloke who's just cornering someone, that'd been bad news, that, wouldn't it?
Would have been, yeah. I mean, the guy had a decent record, didn't he? 8-1, so it's, you know,
yeah,
it's not too. But yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but just before he, you know, knocks the so before he took the Baudot down against the cage, he actually got kicked in the sack coming in.
Oh, did he? I didn't notice. Yeah. No.
So he got kicked in the sack, but he just carried on fighting through it. But he walked into striking range, and he kind of readjusted his cup as if to, you know, sometimes when they do that, they kind of readjust their cups to say, like, you just punch me in the sack.
Yeah.
And he done that, and I mean, you know, if this guy had been a bit sharper or a bit better, it could have cost him, because he kind of walked in with his hands round by his cup, you know. But the guy didn't really the guy didn't look great, did he? So didn't really matter.
But like I said, I'm glad I found out that he's, you know, just stepped in or whatever, because it does make a difference that he, you know, didn't train for it or anything. He's there to corner someone else. It's respect.
Oh, don't know Jose Mourinho on it. Respect. Yep.
Yeah, right. But you've got to say it. Sometimes you have to say things twice, remember? It depends how you say
it. He said it 3 times, because he was talking about how many times he's won the league. Respect. Now, you might have said it twice, actually. Right, what's the next fight?
Markus Maluco Perez, 12-3, versus Dricus. Oh, no. Okay, Dricus du Plessis. Now, his nickname, Still Knocks. All one word. Dricus Still Knocks du Plessis.
Yeah.
It's not very good, is it?
No. It looked a solid lump, though, didn't he?
Oh, mate, he is absolute muscle business. An amazing bod. But I have to say, regardless of the broadcast and what they were saying, he looked really non-real at fights. I thought he was terrible. He won, by the way, just so everyone knows. It was a middleweight fight. He won. Du Plessis won by a KO in round 1. And they were going on about him. South African bloke, was that right?
Yeah, he's Du Plessis was. Yeah, he was South African.
You know, so-called highly touted and all that. But I'd say he was so non-real. And I do think that Markus Perez bloke is all right from memory. I actually can't believe this Du Plessis won. I mean, I thought he looked real bad qual, I thought. But he should make the most of winning this fight, because I do think he's non-real. We'll see what happens. But, you know, from this fight, he didn't look very good. The bod was absolutely unbelievable, though.
I didn't think he looked bad. I thought he looked solid, strong. As we know, he's obviously muscle business and all that.
Yeah.
Kind of got a little bit lucky with the punches in. I think the other guy turned his head.
Yeah, and
it was still a legal shot. It definitely didn't hit that mohawk area. It kind of hit his ear, and you can't blame him either, because it was the other guy who kind of tried a spinning elbow, tried to make a Dalia Rodriguez, and so it wasn't really his fault that the punch landed where it did. But it's obviously a bad place to land, isn't it, behind the ear? And even though it didn't land clean or didn't look like a devastating shot, it had a devastating effect.
It sure did.
Flattened the guy out. But I still think that Du Plessis looked competent enough, strong, bit of lump. He looked a little bit like he had a bit of maybe jitters, a little bit, if you want to say. Like he looked a little bit apprehensive early on, didn't he? He looked a little bit.
Well, he weren't good, mate.
A little bit edgy, a little bit, like I say, apprehensive. The other guy, he's the guy that dresses up as the Joker, isn't he? At the weigh-ins.
I like that.
Now, I think he does a good job of it as well.
He looks good, yeah.
It gives him a bit of personality. But do you know what his nickname is?
Maluko. I don't know what it means.
Yeah. Well, I looked it up.
Okay. Well, I like that. Cheers, Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie, look that up. Go on. What's it mean? Well, hang on. Let me guess. Markus Maluko Perez. You mentioned the Joker thing.
Yeah, guess. I mean, it's like...
Well, why won't I guess? Has it got anything to do with Joker?
Kind of. In a way.
See?
Not really, but in a way.
Okay. Can you give me a clue and see if I can get it? Is it just me? Is it one word? Is it?
Well, it can mean lots of different things.
Okay, happy.
No.
Okay, creepy. Yeah, Joker.
No.
Um,
Why didn't you say Joker? That would have been my first thing. Is I'd have said, does it mean Joker? Because he comes in dressed as the
you
Joker.
can't have that because what's his name? Hermansson's got that.
Yeah, well, Jalen Turner's got the tarantula, but it didn't stop Dick 1000. Right, go on.
Fountain's out of it now.
Yeah, I know, because he had the wrong nickname.
Okay, Joker.
No. I'll tell you what it is. Look, I don't know how accurate this is, but according to this site, it means a few different things. So it means crazy, daft, madman.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So it has got something to do with Joker, roughly, isn't it? Yeah. Markus Madman Perez.
I actually think he's right, that Perez.
So do I. Yeah, I remember. Look, I can't exactly tell you. Oh, I remember he fought this bloke and I thought he was great. I'm just saying, when I saw him and went, I think this bloke's pretty good. I don't understand why he got done. I honestly thought, look, we'll see in the next fight who's right. Because you've just said you think Du Plessis looks amazing. He don't. He looks non-real.
Hang on a second. I really don't remember using the word amazing.
Yeah, I know, but we've agreed the English language, there's lots of words that mean the same thing. So you said words to the effect of that he's one of the best fighters you've seen.
No, that's the whole point. If I wanted to say he was amazing, I'd have used the word amazing. That's the good thing about the English language. There's plenty of words for me to pick the right one. I just said he didn't seem that bad. He seemed strong. He obviously
crap attribute.
He obviously
not
digs
world's strongest man.
I agree, but it can be beneficial in a fight. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's.
What about the skill? I thought his skill looked bad.
I don't think he's going to pull up any trees or anything. But
he will because he's strong. He can do that. That's where you're wrong. That's what he can do: pull up trees.
Yeah, maybe. But
he don't. I didn't like the punches, and I know he KO'd the bloke. But like you said, it was kind of weird. I don't want to call it a gift. He was given to him and all that. But he just sort of threw. I don't think he's very good. I'm not saying he's not very good. I can only go off that one fight, and he weren't good. What's his record? 14-2, so pretty decent. We'll see.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an error from that Perez where he sort of tried a little bit of an out here maneuver, if you like. And like we said with the Buckley fight, it was, if you like, lightning in a bottle. He threw that left hook just as Perez was spinning around to do that back elbow, and it meant that he got caught. If that left hook caught him on the temple or the cheekbone, I don't think it would have had much of an impact.
I don't even want to call it a left hook.
I'm
not even going to call it a left hook. That weren't no left hook.
Okay, well, whatever. But if it didn't catch him behind the ear, it wouldn't have flattened him out. But it caught him behind the ear because he tried to, spin him sort of back elbow or whatever.
That's right.
Like I said, I still think if those two guys fought 10 times, I'd still pick Perez to probably win 8 or 9 out of 10.
The bookmakers didn't because Du Plessis was the favourite.
No, I don't believe that.
Was. And he might not be because sometimes they get it wrong on the broadcast. As you know, the graphics bloke just sometimes puts whatever. He puts, what's his name, Sataki down and Goddard walks out or whatever. So they do get it wrong, but that's what he said. Said he was a favourite.
There was another spelling error on this event, and you always go on about, it's always up to me to pick up on the spelling errors. Did you get the spelling error this time?
No.
Don't sound like you did.
No.
That's bad.
Well, let's see if it's bad first. What was it?
They spelt Justin Gaethje's name wrong on one of the pads on advertising the fight with Nurmagomedov.
Oh, did they? Well, that's not surprising because I don't know how to spell it anyway.
To be fair, yeah, he's
And it
one of
wasn't
the.
on something that I'd read. What I mean by that is I didn't see what you're
No,
talking about.
you can't
I
make
didn't watch it.
excuses. You can't make excuses. I don't
No,
care
but I
about.
didn't see it to notice it. I've just told you the truth and said I don't even know how to spell his name, but I didn't see it to even notice it. I was fast forwarding.
No one does apparently know how to spell his name.
Telling
Even
you.
UFC don't know how to do it. You know, and he's their gizzer. So
Why do you know?
he's too hard. How do I know? Well, what,
No, I said, why do you know? You're doing
what?
the Mr. Perfect thing again, know it all thing.
Now, I'll
You
be
can't
honest
help
with you.
yourself.
Someone else pointed out on Twitter.
How did they?
I can't remember the spell, but I think they put it like JTHE, whereas it's supposed to go TJHE, something like that. I don't know. They messed it up anyway.
Unbelievable.
So
Unforgivable.
that's usually your job to find that, you know.
Yeah, but I told you, I never saw that bit. It wasn't part of the broadcast, really. That's for next time. I'll notice it next time when the actual event's on. I'll notice it. But for now, I didn't notice it. I didn't see it. Look, I've just got something to say about Kevin Sataki, the ref for this fight.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think of what he says before the fight. You know, you ready? You ready? As you know, let's use the classic one, Big John McCarthy. Let's get it on. Yeah, that's his.
Yeah.
Do you remember, first off, did you take note or remember what Sataki's is?
No, I picked up on the fact that he does that. Touch me ear twice, touch me nose twice, bang me chest twice.
Yeah,
I picked up on that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't, you know, I have no idea what that means. No, I can't remember what he said beforehand. What did he say?
Okay, well, this is his move. You ready? You ready? Let's dance.
Oh, crap. That's terrible. Bad. It's bad because that belongs on, you know, Strictly or something like that. It don't. That's bad.
That was my first question. What do you think of that?
Look, if he said it once as a one-off,
No.
you know, and then went home and done a cringe and went, I shouldn't have said that, then, you know, that's all right. But if he does it before every fight, sounds crap now.
It's bad, isn't it? Real bad.
Ron Waterman, didn't he say something? Let's go to war.
Yeah, something. Yeah, brilliant. Right, okay. So you don't like it. Understood. I think it's bad as well. And obviously you can hear all these things at the minute, you know, with no crowd and whatever. So it was pretty prominent. But my second question on this topic is, if you was a ref, what would yours be?
I don't have anything.
Okay, but you've got to you check the gum shield, point at the gum shield, and they show you the gum shield, and you've got to say, you ready? I think that's probably a rule. Okay, so you're going to say, are you ready? You ready? And then that's it. What will you do? Just clap your hands as if to wave them in, and that's it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. Who was that ref who's now a judge? I always forget his name. Even
Frank Trigg. Frank Trigg.
No. He's a ref now, isn't he? He does a little dance before.
I'll get it. What is he? He's now a judge, but he was a ref.
He was a ref, yeah.
And he did a dance. When was the dance?
He's a famous ref. He's a famous ref.
Don't tell me. I'll get it. What was where did he do the dance?
I went in the UFC. It was like, you know, what was his name?
Well, what was it in? Boxing then?
Yeah, it was in something like kickboxing, boxing, something like that.
I don't think I know it. I don't think I'm going to get it.
But it was brilliant. He'd done like a little bit of a Michael Jackson and all that. It's not. What's his name?
So it's okay. So you're wrong then. So Let's Dance is a good one. Maybe it's in homage to that guy.
No, it definitely ain't.
You said that a bloke done a dance, and now Sataki's saying let's dance.
No, it's rubbish. I wouldn't say anything. It's not about me as a ref, you know.
You wouldn't say. Okay, but you wouldn't. So you wouldn't have a little catchphrase? You ready? You ready? Would you just say let's go or come on or nothing?
I feel like I should say something.
Yeah, this is not very interesting. You got to make the most of your moments. You wouldn't say anything.
Nah, I wouldn't say anything. Forget it.
What about if it was? I don't. All right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, look. The truth is, that does suit your character, your personality. So I know that that's just you being honest. Going, well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say anything, and you certainly wouldn't say anything if you couldn't think of something that you thought was good. I know that's for sure.
I can't think of anything good.
No, nor can I. But yeah, I still think Let's Dance is a poor one. I don't. I haven't got a clue what I'd say. I haven't thought about it. I'm going to think about it now. I would say, "Fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Enjoy yourselves. Have fun."
Awful.
What?
Arguably worse than Let's Dance. It's got to be something
Okay,
punchy.
wait. Now, wait a minute. No. Okay, wait. It's the way you say things. Wait. It's the way you say it, English language, right? You ready? Are you ready? Enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Yeah, terrible. Damn.
God. Well, okay, but what? It's worse than Let's Dance.
Yeah. At least Let's Dance is punchy and it's over quick.
For God's sake. All right. Well, honestly, that's what I would say if I was, a ref. That's it then. So mine's crap. What about Plessis chats?
What, I want to be the first African to win it? Real African that's...
Yeah, first real African champ, trained, born and bred in Africa.
Mm.
Yeah. Pretty strong chats, I'd say. Once he got that mic. I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff, no?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's going to complete that mission. I also think, I mean, obviously you'd say like Ngannou obviously went to France to train and this, that, and the other. I mean,
well, I was wondering what some of these other fighters will have to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Was it Usman?
Yeah, Usman.
Ngannou's the one you just said.
Yeah, they're sort of the two that Ngannou was obviously. I mean, Adesanya was born.
Adesanya, yeah,
as well. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Fair Ingers. All right, next fight then, unless you got anything else to say about these two, because I ain't.
No, I had nothing to say. Full stop. I'm surprised we made it last this long.
Brilliant. Right. Well, yeah, we do our best for everybody, don't we? The next fight then, Beeps, that's a mate of ours, does watch UFC as well, dubbed this one a pub fight. So
right,
he gets involved now, right? Yeah. This is Ben Rothwell versus Marcin Tybura. Heavyweight clash, if you like. Favourite was Rothwell, but he got done by Tybura by unanimous decision. Now, I can't believe he's the favourite. Because I don't think Tybura is that good, but I do think he's better than Rothwell.
Rothwell's got more high-profile victories and has been around a lot longer, though.
Yeah, well, 38-12 compared to 19-6 is the records.
I actually do think Tybura is all right for a heavyweight.
I think he's all right and all, yeah. He done him, and I think it was the right decision and all that. I don't understand Rothwell. I find him funny, not the bloke. I do think that's all right as well. But, I find the fights funny. I think something's happened to his face. When he was out the back doing the shadow boxing, he had a plastic surgery face. I think something's happened. It weren't his real face.
Oh, Rothwell?
Yeah, it weren't his real face. Maybe he was a deep fake. Maybe it weren't really him. Out the back, and then maybe he turned up for the fight. I'm telling you, he had a plastic surgery face. So something's gone on there. He's absolutely crap, Rothwell. He's total useless. He tried to come out all powers, doing loads of strikes. I can't call him strikes. He's crap.
He did come out strong, didn't he? And
yeah.
There was a little bit at the start where I thought, the Tybura's looking a little rocked by some of these shots, looking a little uncomfortable because he was sort of standing there and he was teeing off on him. But yeah, I mean, Rothwell is just, crosses his feet over. And look, there's something to be said for having your own unique, awkward style. Which he's definitely not right. He's got a bit of definitely an unconventional, his hands out and quite low and, like I say, constantly switching his feet over. Doesn't really wind up any shots, he kind of pushes them out from that sort of relaxed, sort of semi-extended hand position. But yeah, he fights how, if I saw him you know, in a pair of shorts, and somebody said to me, "This guy, how do you think he'll fight?" I think I'd pretty much guess it bang on. I'd be like, yeah, not very coordinated, you know, not very swift on the feet, ploddy, and all that. The one thing I'll give him is he does kind of, if you want for a better term, leave it all in the cage. Like, I mean, he was shattered at the end of that. And he's surprised because for a heavyweight, he came out all guns blazing. But that Tybura was much better than him. And the only thing that annoyed me about Tybura is he didn't do what he should have done, which was finish the fight, or at least rock Rothwell a lot more definitively than he did. You know, because he should have been catching him a lot cleaner and a lot more often than he actually did. Because he is a fair bit better.
I couldn't agree more. What I took away from this fight was really simple. Exactly what you've just said. Tybura is better striking, better defense. He's just better than him. And the right man won that fight. Like you say, he could have won better than he did. But it does go to show a bit about Rothwell's, you know, grit and experience. The fact that he's had loads of fights. But the striking and everything, I got no issue with unorthodox. Of course I ain't. There's something to be said for unorthodox, like you say, and having your own style. But crap is crap. He ain't very good. Obviously, he's massive. So if he does hit you, he can do you. You know, of course. But he don't look trained. And I don't mean the sag bod. I just mean he doesn't look like he's trained in martial arts. Doesn't look like he has. I ain't saying he ain't. Right? I know he'd smash my teeth out. I understand all that. I'm just saying he doesn't look like it. We said, say, Michelle Waterson was one we picked out. You can tell she does martial arts, has done martial arts for years, probably started when she was a kid. You can see it, right? The next guy that we're going to talk about, Barboza, you can see it, right? You can see they've trained, done a martial art. You know, you can see it. But you can't see it with Rothers. It's just nothing. And because he lost, we never got to hear no after chats. And that's his
and that you know, that evil laugh thing he does.
Yeah, brilliant.
He's just like you say, just doesn't look coordinated or anything. Look, you know, he fights like a white collar fighter, if I'm being honest, you know, and obviously, like you say, he's obviously a big, strong guy. For a guy that size, he's obviously probably got a decent gas tank on him. There's a lot to be said, but skills-wise, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the skill.
But that's heavyweights for you, you know. I mean, how many of them do you actually see where you go, you know, this guy is? I actually like that Tybura. I think he's one of the best heavyweights. He just doesn't. You know, he seems to be one of those guys who takes 2 steps forward, 1 step back all the time, and you know, maybe he'll sort of put a bit more of a run together now, because I actually do think he's decent.
It's a good win for him, regardless of what we say about
for sure
about Rothwell. He's beaten loads of top gizzers. I mean, he has. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. He's got some real good ones on his record, and Tybura, you know, he didn't. I can't say he dealt with him, but he definitely won. So, I don't know. It weren't a very good fight, but whatever. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be, right? I mean,
he beat Alex over him. Rothwell
did, yeah. And he done the old brush off the shoulder move at the end of it, which I liked.
Yeah. And that was the best bit of footwork I've ever seen him do, was after he knocked out over him.
Oh, yeah, he done a little skippy dance thing, yeah. That was good, yeah.
Yeah, that was good, yeah.
I ain't got a problem with it, you know, the bloke. He's definitely interesting. I always like it when he's on the card to have a fight. I'm just bringing up that his skills are poor. Or they might be brilliant in the gym, but they look poor. I can't imagine holding pads for him.
There could be a lot to be said for the fact that he's, you know, unconventional, and that could be part of the, you know, what makes him difficult to sort of deal with or fight or what have you.
Yeah, no worries. He's crap. Next fight, Edson.
Positive spin on it. Go on.
Yeah, yeah, nice one. Yeah, I'm sure he appreciates it because you know he listens, so he'll appreciate it. And I'll take this little moment then before I announce the next fight to say to Ben Rothwell that I apologise for absolutely nothing. Right, anyway, Edson Barboza, Dana McGregor. Edson Barboza, 20-9 versus Makwan, Mr. Finland, Amirkhani, 16-4, featherweight fight. Barboza was the favourite. Barboza won this fight by unanimous decision. One of our favourites, Barboza. and I quite like Makwan as well, if I'm honest. What did you think of this fight?
Yeah, I think. I think both of them were right. I actually, when I saw this fight, I was like, oh yeah, this is a real, nice little fight to have on the card for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Makwan's on, he's
What's his last fight? He done someone good, didn't he?
it was Danny Henry. He won in his
Danny
last fight.
Henry.
He lost against the guy we like, Shane Burgos. We like Burgos quite a lot.
Yeah, I like him.
But
A bit boring this fight, I thought, but whatever.
I looked at this fight, right, when it started. I just thought to myself, I don't think Amirkhani can pose any real problems on the feet. And so I thought, so his main chance really is to get some sort of submission. But Barboza is a real tough one to get on the mat. And even if you do get him on the mat, he shuffles up to that cage so quickly and just sort of cage walks back up. Have you seen many fighters that have actually managed to pin Barboza down and actually do any kind of work on the floor with him?
Khabib in it, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. That's about it.
Different level version.
Yeah, and I looked at this and I just went, I just don't see a path to victory for Amirkhani here. Obviously, anyone can get knocked out. Anyone can blah, blah, blah. And he did actually land a few decent strikes when he decided to engage.
Good jabs, weren't they?
Yeah, he landed a few decent strikes. But obviously, in round 2, he got put down, 3 or 4 times with straight right hands. It was the same punch every time.
That's right.
And, and I scored that 10-8. I mean, you can't not floor someone at least 3 times. I can't remember exactly how many it was, but at least 3 times and not give him a 10-8.
That's a rule in boxing, right? 3 knockdowns and finished, is it?
It can be. It depends on the commission.
Right.
So in some places it's the 3 knockdown rules in effect, and some places it isn't.
Right.
It depends on what belt you're fighting for. They have different set of rules. Blah blah blah. But
it just goes to show with what you're saying about it being a 10-8 is a pretty significant thing to do in a fight, knock someone down a few times, right?
Yeah, I mean, 3 times in 1 round, that's dominant. Even if they're flash knockdowns, which they kind of were, right? I don't think he was knocked down and almost, looking at the lights. They were kind of flash knockdowns, but 3 of them, and they were quite heavy knockdowns, didn't trip over his feet or anything. They're heavy knockdowns where he wasn't almost out unconscious, but they were clear knockdowns. And he got 3 of them. It's just like, that has to be a 10-8 because... I gave Barboza round 1 where barely anything happened, just because he landed a couple more strikes. If that's a 10-9, then surely banging him down on the mat 3 times in the next round has got to be worth something more.
Saying more, yeah. Yeah, good point, yeah.
I gave him a 10-8, and I think, didn't Amirkhani got him down at the end of round 3? But yeah, I mean, it was a clear win for Barboza. There's not much more to be said about it. He wasn't that impressive, I didn't think, Barboza. He didn't...
No, but
quite inactive, wasn't engaging much.
No, but you can see, we know he's good anyway, but you can still see he's good when he did strike and did defend. Really strong hips, like you say, amazing takedown defense. I don't know why he's a feather. I do know why he's a featherweight. I suppose because of the competition at lightweight, right?
Yeah,
fights he's had in the competition, so I get it, but. I mean, he don't look crap at featherweight, does he? I mean, his bod still looks amazing and everything. He doesn't look weak or anything. He looks really good still. But what about his beard and barnet? There's something new.
That was new, yeah.
Yeah. Looked good, no?
It looks all right, yeah.
What?
I think I got mad about it. It didn't look incredible or anything. Didn't look like Russell Pitt. But, it looked all right. I mean, so what is he now? Featherweight?
Yeah.
I mean, he's top 15 already. I see a few people ahead of him that I think he can unseat. I'd like to see him. He hasn't fought Jeremy Stevens before, has he?
If he has, I don't remember it. So,
but that'd be quite a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Double power.
Yeah.
Both featherweight. Stevens, obviously, highly ranked. Tough fight for anybody. That'd be a good fight, I think.
Yeah, it definitely will. Who else is feathers? What about Yair Rodriguez? What's he?
Yeah, feather.
That's a good powers. Double, really good. Striking.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got the 2 guys.
Well, yeah.
You've got the 2 guys coming up this weekend: Ortega and Chan Sung Young.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Max Shapirov. You've got Calvin Cater, as you know, I'm pretty high on him.
Yeah.
Josh Emmett, be quite good. Josh Emmett.
He's injured, and he's got a smashed in knee. His whole knee is finished.
All right, so he's
all of it, ACL, MCL, the whole thing is mashed out. So you ain't gonna be seeing him for a bit. But yeah, he's powers.
Yeah, Sadiq Youssef. I mean, there's a few fights there. Good division. It's a very tough division, that one. I mean, they all are, aren't they? Though, really, bantamweight, featherweight, and lightweight are all.
What about Kruz? He's
bantamweight, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, look, it wasn't a very good fight. It was pretty boring. It's uneventful. I like the kneeling down chats at the end. Thanks for taking this fight, even though you're much more highly ranked than me. I took this fight because you're a good fighter. Respect. So I liked it. I always like those sort of. I like any chats for some reason. It's obvious I like chats, right? I'm sitting in front of a microphone chatting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been hours, right? But the thing is, I liked the chats, but I hate all that kneeling down and all that. It just starts getting a bit awkward and uncomfortable.
Only when Dan Hardy puts the mic in your face on a private moment. That was crap. I mean, I liked it because I wanted to hear it, but...
I agree, yeah. It's just like, yeah, get that mic out of my face. I'm trying to,
Yeah, I mean, would he have liked that? I mean, this is an ex-fighter, although he's obviously coming back. He wouldn't have liked that, would he? A mic in the face when he's chatting to... I don't know. I know they're on telly and everything, but they're not mic'd up. So to me, it's a private moment between the two blokes. Stupid Grease came over and put the microphone in his face. Like, hey, get out of it. Get out of it, Grease. Wait your turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
Still. Anyway, so look, Barboza's amazing. He's been agreed. We might as well move on to the next fight if we've got nothing else to say about it. And the next fight is the main event.
Yes.
Magic Marlon Moraes. It's not Marlon Magic. It's Magic Marlon Moraes.
Right, yeah, he's right to do that way round. It would sound rubbish. Marlon Magic Moraes doesn't flow, whereas Magic Marlon Moraes does. So he's definitely
it's quite rare, isn't it, to have the nickname at the front? Does happen, but not often. He's 26. Who does?
Usually goes in the middle, doesn't it?
Does usually, yeah. I do think there is a couple of front versions. Versus Cory Sandhagen, 12-2, someone that we do like. This is bantamweight. Sandhagen was the favourite, which I was very surprised about. By the way, just because we ain't spoken about it on here, between me and you, we've said that Sandhagen is really good, right? Can't believe Aljo done him. Is the truth. I thought he'd win that fight. But even so, I do think he's brilliant. Even so, we really like Marlon Moraes as well. So this is a good fight for us because we like both these guys. Favourite was Sandhagen. That surprised me a bit. But Sandhagen won this fight by a TKO in round 2 with a spinning kick to the head. So, it was a brilliant fight is the truth. But pretty disappointing for Moraes. He got done kind of got done the whole fight, really, didn't he? Didn't really get going in it. He's still got the best bod in UFC, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a contender, let's put it like that.
Yeah. But apart from... I don't know what I thought of this fight. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a good fight. But apart from not being in range, that was the best thing he could have been to get out of that kick to the head. That's obviously the best thing, not to be there. He did the right thing. His guard was up. His hand was up. He basically had his hand there and he blocked that spin kick. Problem is, the guard weren't high enough and it just went above and over his guard and hit the top of his head, the heel at the top of the head, and that's what done him. But honestly, like what you were saying earlier about, is it a mistake? How'd you learn from it? This, that, and the other. Listen, apart from not being there and avoiding that kick, he had his guard up. He had his defence up. He blocked that kick. Just the kick went. I know there's no way Sandhagen does it by the inch and centimetre and goes, right, I'm just going to go slightly above his fingertips and scrape the top of his head. Not a chance, right? But like you say, these things happen. He threw it to hit. I'm telling you now, he had his guard up. He basically blocked it, but it went over his guard and scraped across the top of his head. And for some reason, like the back of the ear and the temple, that top of the head seems to be a bit of another spot, right? Look at McGregor when he hit Poirier with that punch across the top of the head. And we've seen it. That's just one I can think of, but it's the top of the head is a bit of a thing. Dos Santos, JDS, he hit the same kick on Mark Hunt, right? And again, it's just across the top of the head. It kind of just went across his hair and he wobbled all over the place and got done. So that's another weird spot, that top of the head one. But there you go. Amazing Sandhagen skills. Brilliant. Against a really brilliant fighter.
Like you say, it's one of those ones where, you know, how many times have you seen a fight, or you see it even in the commentary, you know, where somebody throws a punch or a kick or a spinning elbow and somebody's just out of the way or ducks down and, you know, goes over the top of their head and they go, oof, you know, almost got in there or whatever. And it's just like sometimes the stars align and you are in the way of that spinning elbow or that kick. That's what happened. If Moraes had been, say, an inch or two closer to Sandhagen, that kick, like you say, would have skimmed over, you know, missed his head, would have just gone over. And, you know, so it wasn't anything that he'd done technically wrong. He wasn't, you know, walking in like Ben Rothwell and
nope.
Like that, where you go, well, I mean, what do you expect?
You weren't throwing a strike at the same time.
Blah, blah, blah. But it was
defended.
one of those fights where beforehand, someone said to me, Sandhagen's the favourite. As much as I like him, I'd have been like, you're crazy.
I can believe it.
A better resume. He's strong. He was beating Cejudo up and to the first round, maybe or something.
Yeah, he
you know,
mashed him up in the first round
before he, you know, ran out of gas. You know, he's quick, strong, powerful. But it's one of those fights that within about 30 seconds of it starting, I went, Moraes is going to get done here.
Oh yeah.
It became very clear very quickly that Moraes was going to get done, just because I looked at it and I went, it was a little bit like that Joaquin Buckley, who was on earlier in the card, against Kevin Holland. And I was like, there's a lot I see that I like here about Buckley, but I think he's always just going to be a bit too out of range and a bit too short to deal with this Kevin Holland, because he's just too long. And this is how I felt with this fight. I was just like, Moraes is, you know, really strong, really powerful. He throws those really powerful hooks and quick combinations. I was just like, how's he going to land them? Sandhagen's footwork was too nimble. He was, you know, never a stationary target. And after about 30 seconds, I was kind of like, I'm 99% sure. You know, when they do those in-fight odds, and they're like, you know, around it. I was just like, if this went past first round, I'd definitely be like, all my money on Sandhagen. I just don't see how Moraes is going to win this fight. I do think he looked a little bemused.
I agree.
He
didn't get into it
very early on in that fight. Looked like he was just like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
I know, it was weird. I was waiting for him to attack, you know, throw powerful kicks and sharp punches and everything, like he normally does. But he sort of waited around a bit and then got overwhelmed by the whole thing.
Yeah, it was just like, before he could even think about what he wanted to do or what he was going to do, Sandhagen had thrown something and then moved off again. There was a couple of times where Sandhagen kind of threw and got in a bit close, and I was like, oof, if I was your coach, I'd be like, listen, just keep it, you know, a bit longer, please, because the only chance this guy's got is one of these big ripping left hooks or something.
Yeah.
But he almost fought the perfect fight, Sandhagen. And
yeah, he did.
As thought he was, I wasn't bothered about the loss to Sterling. I still think he's better than Sterling. He just got caught early on in a bad spot against Sterling, and I think he had a little bit of arrogance about him as well, where I think maybe he thought he could handle the situation quicker and better than he
Wouldn't you have thought it if you was Sandhagen and you were going up against Sterling? Not me personally. I'm saying if I was Sandhagen, I'd have thought, oh, he's going to do Sterling.
I really would. I mean, when that fight was announced, I was like, I'm sure Sandhagen's going to win this. And I'm sure he thought he was going to win it.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like, you know, we might as well address it now. The Sterling-Yan fight, I give Sterling about 3 minutes in that fight to secure a takedown and lock in a submission. And if it goes any longer than that, or do some damage on the ground, if it goes any longer than that, he is going to get pummeled by Yan. And I think he'll be beaten inside 3 rounds before the end of the third round. TKO.
Oh, I agree.
That's how I see that fight going. I think Sterling's a good, if you like, one of the better fighters in the division.
Oh yeah, listen, he's not like a bloke who shouldn't be in it. You know, he's definitely top 5, 8 or whatever. You know, he's
100%.
he
But
ain't
I just think
terrible.
that the guys at the top of that rankings, you know, Sandhagen, look, he's beaten Sandhagen, so this is going to sound stupid, but I do think Sandhagen, Moraes, Jan, Aldo, for example.
Mm-hmm.
What am I talking about? Aldo, sorry. Edgar, Munoz, all those guys. I see them all handling Sterling.
Cruz. Is this his weight class?
Sorry? Yeah. Bantamweight, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Cruz. I don't know. I think he might get done by Aljo's.
I mean, I think Aljo can beat anybody, right? Because I do think he's one of those guys that's got real. You know, if he grabs anyone early on, spins around on their back, locks in a submission, he can do anyone in that division. I just think if someone asked me now, who do you think's going to win, Aljo, Jan? To me, it's Jan. If someone said Aljo, Sandhagen rematch, I'm going Sandhagen. Yeah. Aljo, Moraes rematch, I'm going Moraes. Not because I think Aljo's not good, it's because I think the guys at the top of that division are
better.
Wicked. Yeah. Better. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's beaten some really good guys, Sterling. I mean, he's done, you know, Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah.
He's kind of hit the buffers a little bit.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, though.
Yeah, he is very good, yeah. He's beat Munoz, who's obviously good as well. Yeah, he's got some real good wins. Yeah, he beat, what's his name? That guy that we like, Stayman. He beat Cody Stayman.
Yes, brilliant.
I mean, he's good, but I just feel that the other guys are better, and I really feel that Sandhagen is probably the most grief for Jan, you know, stylistically, out of all those blokes at the top. Look, Moraes could knock out Jan, you know, Sterling could submit Jan, but I'm just saying overall, over a long, sustained five round fight, I think Sandhagen's got the best style for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other guys, like you say, could beat Jan. Out of 10 fights, they might beat him once or twice, but Jan's likely to win almost all of them. But look, everyone keeps going. I mean,
I don't know. After that performance, I thought Sandhagen looked wicked.
He's amazing, absolutely amazing, right? But everyone keeps going on about, you know, Aljamain Sterling, title shot. I don't know why. I got no issue with it. I mean, I don't care if he has a title shot or not. You know, good for him. But what I'm saying is, you know, the media and everything, they've just been so on his side for such a long time that it's like, what is it, you guys? Why are you so badly wanting this guy to have a title shot? I mean, if you ask me, the title shot should now be Sandhagen, not Aljamain Sterling. He's just done.
You can't. Because I mean, Sterling beat Sandhagen last time out.
No. It don't matter. We've agreed it. He's better, and it ain't booked. No, it ain't booked. And who's the number 2? Was it not Moraes? The actual rankings number 2 or number 1? You know, non-champ. So champ.
Yeah, it was Moraes. Yeah.
Well, he's just done the number 2. That's it. Next in line. Speak to you later. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Have fun.
Yeah. It is booked against Jan Sterling.
Oh, it is booked, is it?
Yeah, it's taking place in December. But
all right, okay, fair enough.
He's on a 5-fight win streak. He's done some wicked guys. You look at his last 4 wins, Sterling. They're wicked. Stamen, who we like, right? I think he's good. Done Stamen. He submitted Stamen. He beat Rivera, who is a dangerous fighter. He beat Munoz, who I think, as much as we like Edgar, we scored that Munoz-Edgar fight for Munoz.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Munoz. And he beat Sandhagen, who we're, you know, sort of waxing lyrical over. So he's earned it. You know, you can't deny it. Even though I look in that division, even though I look at it in that division and go, there's probably 5 guys that I'm like more excited to see Jan fight ahead of Sterling personally. You know, you can't deny what's happened. And he beat Sandhagen. He submitted him quick. Which I think was probably his best chance. So he'd done it. And, but I do think Sandhagen's really good. He'll get the next shot. I mean, that fight's taking place in December, so in a couple of months. So he might as well wait around. He'll get the next title shot, I imagine. It's a good division, that, though. That's really come up in that division. I mean, you've got Garbrandt in there, Aldo.
Is it the TJ Dillashaw division, or is it not?
Yeah.
It is it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he went down to Fly to face Cejudo.
Oh, yeah, but that's
but
not real because, yeah.
was at bantamweight. Yes, obviously he's.
Oh, yeah,
due
of
to come.
course it is because Sandhagen said it, didn't he, in the post-fight? He's mentioned TJ Dillashaw. So, yeah. And that's a good one because he's due to come back in January off of his suspension, these roids.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was Sandhagen, you could make a stake a claim for saying, "Well, I'll sit it out and just wait for the winner," because the fight, like I say, it's only sort of early December or mid December, so it's only less than a couple of months away.
Yeah,
So,
depending on the winner's condition after the fight, as long as he can fight again. If he ain't injured or suspended or anything like that. So yeah. Well, it's good. Like you say, definitely a brilliant division for sure. So it's not the Cejudo one. Cejudo's 1 under, yeah?
well, Cejudo was champion both, wasn't he?
Oh, of course, yeah. Can he just come back, please?
Imagine that division with Cejudo in it as well.
Bloody brilliant.
Cejudo, Sterling, Sandhagen, Moraes, Garbrandt, Edgar, Munoz, Aldo, Rivera. I mean, you can make a claim that it's the toughest division there is.
It's amazing, isn't it? Really, really good. And we like those fighters, these lighter fighters have got good skills and stuff. They're brilliant. That or Rothwell, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I'd never understand that attraction to the heavyweights. Bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, and at a push, welter. Welter's got some wicked guys in, people like Masvidal and all that. But to me, the best 3 divisions, easy: bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, without a doubt.
All right, yeah, I prefer those fights for sure. They're brilliant. So that's it. That's the main card done. We've done a prelims one as well. Little Tyler come up with that. That was the Fight Night, Fight Island 5, Moraes versus Sandhagen. And overall, that was a really good card. That I enjoyed this one a lot. Decent. Loads of good stuff happened on it. It was amazing. Really, really good. What's the next card, please? Is this weekend? Is there one?
Yeah, it's Chan Sung Jung versus Brian Ortega.
Okay, yeah. Anything else on that? Of note? Obviously, we'll discuss. Yeah, we have respect for them all. We'll discuss a lot. You know that we'll discuss a lot. But is there anything else for us to look forward to this weekend? Maybe we'll squeeze in a little preview show this week. We'll have to do it tomorrow. Try.
Well, if I'm picking out people that
Go on.
I want to chat about, you got the James Krause, and I want to talk about him just because he's got the worst name, the worst nickname in UFC.
Hey, guess what? His nickname is not in the middle; it's at the front.
Yeah, I'd like to know the thinking behind that one. Maybe there's a story behind it. The return of Thomas Almeida.
Excellent.
Yep. The return of Claudio Silva. Now you might go, what? That don't mean nothing.
It doesn't don't ring a bell.
Okay, well, I mean, look, he fought a couple of times last year, but he's only fought three times in the last 6 years, 5.5 years or so. But the reason why I think it's interesting to see him is because he beat Leon Edwards.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Then that is very interesting.
But there is some sort of element of interest, and you've got the Modestas Bukakis, which is the guy who used to train in Dan Watford.
Oh, in the green shorts, the green skin tight shorts and the tosh. And yeah, I remember. That's right. Crossface bloke. Is that the place?
No, it used to be Ginter's Combat.
Ginter's. Yeah. That's not, I don't think that's open. Is that?
No, it's not open
shut.
anymore.
It's shut, right? Ginter's, yeah, I remember. The one little one downstairs or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. Excuse me, could you tell me what division Charles Oliveira is in, please?
Can I tell?
Because he ain't been brought up, and he's qual.
He's spun around between a few, and I think he might be lightweight now.
Oh, okay. Because
he's lightweight, I believe.
Okay, well, I was just thinking of all the fighters we were just chatting about. He didn't get brought up, but okay, he's lightweight. That's why. All right, no worries. Well, like I say, good card. Excellent chats as usual.
Was a good card, yeah. I'm going to do a quick performance of the nights.
I think I saw that McGregor's accepted a fight in January. correct or not?
Well, apparently so. Yeah, was it with Poirier?
Okay.
But I wouldn't count your chickens on stuff like that.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because he said he wanted to fight this year. That was his stipulation, right? And they said, nah, we've got stuff going on. January is when we can squeeze you in. And I think they've both agreed it. Obviously, Poirier's agreed it. It's understandable. So that's definitely...
I just always find with this stuff, sort of McGregor stuff, there always seems to be... Look, when he signs on the dotted line, he definitely commits, and
shows up, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he's also a lot of the time, until it's, signed, sealed and delivered in blood, I always feel like there's a little bit of mind games and manipulation sort of going on from, trying to get a little bit of leverage and stuff like that. So,
there is, but...
I heard he was fighting Pacquiao not so long ago, so I just take it all with a pinch of salt until something is actually bang announced.
Yeah, start getting the posters and the pre-stuff and all that going on, yeah.
Exactly. But just quickly, the performance of the Knights on this was Sandhagen, understandable.
Yeah.
Tom Bree got a performance for knocking someone out with a jab.
Okay, I'm not sure. I don't want to unagree it, but I'm going to have a quick look through the rest to see. I don't know. Maybe Brees didn't deserve it over someone else. Go on, carry on.
Dricus, the slow left hook. Yeah, slow left hook. And obviously Buckley.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but who would we get if I get rid of Dricus? Who would I'll get rid of Dricus and Brees? Who would I give a?
I'd say it's about right, innit? Because you don't want to give it to Dricus, the Plessis,
No, I don't like Plessis myself. No.
There was other good fights, but nothing that I'd consider fight of the night because. I think they're probably right. To be fair.
Yeah. Well.
Or you could have just given all the bonuses to Sandhagen and Buckley.
There is that to be said, isn't there? I suppose they do a double bonus if you get performance of the night, knockout of the night. I suppose that's possible. Could you get a performance of the night, knockout of the night, and a fight of the night? I wonder.
I'm not sure. I think it's usually didn't used to get the time where it used to be fight of the night and also say knockout of the night or something like that. You probably get eligible for two, maybe. I don't know. But I think Buckley, I saw a video of when Buckley was doing a backstage interview and Dana White came in, saying, "My phone's blowing up, kid." That pep talk.
He'll love it. Brings so much eyes on UFC.
I've even seen the Guardian newspaper.
Oh, really?
Those drips talking about it. So,
yeah.
One thing I'll say.
What about Gareth? Oh no, Gareth A. Is he Daily Mails? Is he?
He was doing Bellator, wasn't he? Marlon Moraes looks like Chaz from Tony Hart. Look out.
He does. No, I know who he is. Chaz is Morph's mate, the white version.
Right, yeah. The little plasticine bloke, yeah.
Yeah, he does look like him, yeah. Same bod. Same head, not the bod, but the head's the same, yeah.
Yeah, no one's got that bod. Incredible.
He does look like him, yeah, brilliant. If you don't know, I have to say, if you asked me what Morph's mate's name was, I wouldn't have got it. His name's Chaz, yeah?
I had to look out. Chaz.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it, yeah. I preferred him to Morph. He's way better. He was naughty and stuff. Chaz.
Yeah, he was the bad one when Morph was...
it's like Sooty and Sweep, right?
Sweep's
way better.
Yeah, Sweep's amazing. Sooty's such a boring drip.
He really is.
Like flood in the house by mistake by leaving the taps on in the bath.
And Sue, bloody hell, what a do-gooder. Get rid of her and all.
Yeah, she was boring and all.
Yeah, of course. Sweep's the man, isn't he? He's brilliant. Yeah, that's the same as Chaz. I liked Morph before, because if you remember, there was no Chaz. It was just Morph for ages, right? And then I guess as time moved on, they brought in a new character, which isn't always good. So it is good when it comes to Morph because Chaz was a brilliant addition and he did make it better. You need someone to bounce off of. Imagine me doing this podcast on my own, right? It's no good. It don't always work. Scrappy do. He's crap.
Scrappy do? I never liked him. Yeah, smug little fart.
Didn't like him.
Yeah, I preferred Scooby. Scooby was a bit of a knob and all, to be fair.
Yeah, well, Shaggy was the best in that. There's no doubt about it. But he's amazing. But you didn't need... Scrappy just weren't good. He just didn't make it... he didn't add to it. He didn't make it better. Crap.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't like Scrappy.
Right. So sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I mean, stop trying to do new stuff. No matter with your computer, things happening over there. You're getting, buzzed and hit up at this time of night. Sort of things are going on.
Who?
Well, ain't it your computer making noises?
Yeah, it's because my microphone keeps falling out the USB socket. It ain't people getting in touch with me. It might be people getting in touch with me. Oh, no, it ain't. My microphone. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's sort of re-recognising it, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, even the microphones getting breathed out from the chats.
Yeah, finish it off
saying,
now,
look,
boy.
Either stop or I'm just going to keep ejecting myself from the USB slot.
Yeah, it's like my microphone's committing suicide.
Yeah, give me a break, for God's sake. And on that note, we will give you a break, but only because we'll have the break. We know you don't really want the break, everyone who's listening.
Yeah.
Bone
Leave
and Hick.
in the comments below your least favourite sidekick.
Good one. We didn't come up with many.
Nah, well, it's up to them to come up with many.
Yeah, of course it is. And the best one, best and worst, I'd say. It's good to figure out some good ones as well.
Can't think of any sidekicks.
Right, like Robin, he's crap.
Who?
Robin, Batman's sidekick. Robin, he's crap.
Oh, he's rubbish. Yeah.
Anyway,
no one's ever looked good in green tights. That's a rule. You could put. Look, I don't think she's that great, but you could put Ariel Helwani in green
brilliant.
tights. You could put Ariane Celeste in green tights. I don't think she'd look very good. Green tights just don't look good. I just associate them with witches' legs. So
how often do you see green tights being used?
Well, never. That's the reason why. Probably around Halloween, though, you might see some. But that's what I'm saying. Green tights look crap. And Robin used to wear green tights.
Your mic's really complaining.
My microphone don't like green tights either. Yeah, Robin was crap. I agree with that.
Terrible qual. Rubbish.
Right, my microphone's had enough. See you later.
Nice one. Thanks very much, mate. I'll see you later.
Right, ta-da.
Ciao, mate.